Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You're the top Democrat on armed services. A big focus now when it comes to the president's military threat against Iran over the ongoing crackdown against protesters across the country. The big focus now has shifted for the president. He says that Iran is, quote unquote, seriously talking with the United States. He's talking about striking a new nuclear deal. But at the same time, one of his top allies in the Congress, Lindsey Graham, had this take on Sunday. The people are demanding an end to the oppression they have suffered during the Ayatollah's reign, not a better nuclear deal. Lindsey Graham very much wants to see regime change. Is Lindsey Graham right?
I don't think so, no. And this is a very dangerous situation, and you correctly outlined the two issues that are at play here. One, we don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Two, we're deeply concerned about the Iranian regime, even beyond the nuclear weapon. They have been a destabilizing force in, gosh, a half dozen countries in the region for a long time. They are brutally oppressing their people, and they are a terrible regime. But the lesson that we should have learned from Iraq and Afghanistan and Libya is that regime change is never as easy as it looks. And that's the problem. What I want people to remember as they looked at Iraq and Afghanistan and said, my gosh, how could we possibly get into that? It is incredibly enticing to look at a brutal regime like the Taliban, like Saddam Hussein, Muammar Gaddafi, and now the Ayatollah, and say, that's terrible. Can't we just change it? Well, you can't just change it. It is incredibly complicated and dangerous. What comes next? How will the regime react? That's the big concern right now, and why we're moving so many assets to the region. Iran still has missiles. If we attack them in some way, we have bases, we have allies in the region who would be vulnerable to that. So I am deeply worried that President Trump is going to take a much more aggressive stance, well, frankly, than he said he was going to do during the campaign, and drag us into another endless foreign war.
What do you think of the argument that when the president sets a red line, which he's set a red line first at if you kill protesters, I'm coming in, then if you execute protesters, I'm going to strike. He sets a red line and then says, keep protesting, help is on the way. And then it's perceived as then he doesn't act. Some argue that that's emboldening the regime in place now and only hurting U.S. interests. What do you say to that?
Yeah, well, President Trump tends to react without a great deal of in-depth thinking. Let me just put it that way. He says what's on his mind. He leaps quickly from one thought to the next without necessarily a consistent policy. And yeah, it does create challenges and problems and does embolden adversaries in that way. And I think President Trump also, after Venezuela and everything else that he has done that the Republican Party has simply allowed him to do, is feeling emboldened. He feels like he can do whatever he wants to do without any check or balance on that. So he says those things. I think when he says them, he means them. Now, in this particular case, I think military leaders and others said, if you do that, here are the consequences that I outlined a moment ago. And that's what caused him to step back. And don't get me wrong, I do not like the Iranian regime. They are oppressive to their people, and the world would be a better place if the Iranian people had a different leadership. But that's a whole different thing than saying the U.S. military is somehow in a position to force that outcome. That again, is the lesson we need to learn from some of the other efforts that we tried in a very similar vein.
Very important week ahead as we hear that Steve Witkoff could be possibly meeting with some senior Iranian officials this week in Turkey over all of this. Congressman, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate your time. Sarah.
All right. Thank you, Kate. Mini horse on the lamb. How Oreo, that's his name, is doing after being caught horsing around close to midnight.